Okay. Hi.
Both okay?
Good afternoon from Aswan. Yeah. For those of you at home, it should be good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. So it is about 8:20 p.m. now, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we are live in Aswan at the Movenpick Aswan, which is located, I think, on an island. They call it the Elephantine Island, which is in the middle of the Nile River, which is quite a common feature of the Nile. I think where the Nile is quite wide, so you get like islands actually forming in the middle. So it's a very fascinating journey for me so far, and I absolutely love it. So many experiences which we've been sharing, of course, throughout our journey. Mainly, of course, on Jessie's Telegram channel. And speaking of channel, we are double broadcasting this, just like our previous Facebook lives. So give us a moment to get used to the technicalities and sharings and so on.
Yeah. And you know I'm not very good with this, okay? So you continue on.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm trying to share.
You copy link might be easier.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So this has actually been broadcasted simultaneously on both Jessie's public figure page on Facebook. That's the camera that I'm looking at right now, the lens, and also on my
I've already shared it.
Kong Yu public figure Facebook page. Okay, so it's two cameras and two lives which are going on at the same time on two different pages.
You continue on.
Okay, so yes, we have been sharing our experiences. Like I was saying, it's amazing here, and there's so many different levels as well as to what I am personally experiencing. Right, so it's been very interesting. So today I want to focus a little bit on the full moon. Okay, if you've been following all the updates and the details of August, as well as the lunar cycle updates, like the one that we previously did for the new moon, and then also for the August forecast, this is just like some additional layers of the energies that we're actually currently experiencing that I want to talk about. So not very complicated today. We're keeping it simple, as well as I'm sure Jessie will also be sharing on a few different updates and also developments from our experiences in the past few days, especially in the past 24 hours or so, right? So shall I start?
Yes, please. I've shared for you.
Oh, you have? Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
I'm done.
Okay.
Continue on.
Okay, so like I said, it's a double broadcast, right, on the Kong Yu public figure page as well as on the Jessie Lee public figure page, both on Facebook. Okay, so we encourage you at this moment, right before we get into some details and also the technicalities, if you can help us share out the feeds, that will also be useful, right? And if you can also take some time to do that, that would be really great. If you find the information useful to your people on your timeline.
Hi, okay, I've done sharing, okay,
you.
on your personal page,
Right,
okay,
thanks
on
so
my
much.
personal page, there's Sok Yi there, Chu MG, okay, Kenny Lok, okay, Poching, okay, Lim Poching is there, Chi Chi Chow, okay, Wan Yi, Hui Yi is already there also, okay, Mr. Lim, hi, Serious Bride, okay, hi neighbor, CW Ang says, hi Jessie and Kong Yu, Journaline Crave, okay, hello, good evening, Seafoods, Jessie and Kong Yu, with love, you here, with love, with you here in Milan, okay, hi
That's
Journaline,
nice.
okay, that's nice,
Nice to
hi
see you,
sir,
Kong Yu.
madam, okay, I see that as some Japanese name, I do not know how to read that, okay, so yeah, I and Norfiros, okay, hi, okay, thank you for tuning in, Alicia as well, okay, I know Alicia, you're still queuing for your consultation, okay, alright, so yeah, we'll get it settled, okay, as soon as possible, yeah, okay.
So we're talking about where we are at the moment. Do you want to just share?
Oh
a little bit?
wait, I
Okay.
have to mention this. It's a hard session to say,
Good
how's the
question.
weather in Egypt? You want to answer that?
Today, heart seems like it's better than yesterday.
No, it's better only because we have limited visit. We only
Yes.
visited to the High Dam,
Yeah.
alright, and also the Isis temple,
Yeah.
alright, which is like a lot of it, which is like inside, alright, so it wasn't that much of a
So
damage.
far, but it does look like there is cloud covering today compared to
Yeah.
yesterday. So overall, I would say slightly cooler than yesterday. But yesterday we had my first, I think in my whole entire life, experience of a 43 degree
Yes,
weather
43
outdoors.
degrees. Yeah.
Celsius. so
Okay.
much so that a couple of interesting anecdotes. First of all, at the Isis temple, we actually saw people half boiling.
They are
Slow
making
cooking
eggs.
eggs.
They are actually putting eggs out there to make soft boiled
Soft-boiled
eggs. Okay.
Out in the sun.
Out in the sun, and Yeah.
And our clothes, I mean, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, we wash our clothes here.
Yeah,
okay?
yesterday I washed some clothes.
This I
Simple
washed
clothes.
yesterday.
And-
Alright,
and
it got dry like an hour's
For
time
mine,
or
for
2
mine,
hours
it
time
was
maximum.
95% dried after 1 hour in the sun.
Yeah.
1 hour.
Mine is like everything in within like less than 2 hours. Yeah, it's that hot. Hot sessions. Okay, thank you for asking.
Right, but a very interesting experience from the weather perspective. Yeah.
Okay, Chang Feng is there as well.
Okay.
Alright, so maybe you want to go on with your content?
Yes, I just wanted to give a little quick shout out first.
Oh yeah.
Let's just let me do
Okay,
that.
because it's
There's
going
anything to-
concurrently, okay,
Yes.
live on 2 accounts, okay, on Kongmil's official account and also on my accounts here, okay. And tonight is Wednesday. I'm very excited. I'm counting down every day. I'm looking at the moon. Alright, here even daytime you can look at the moon, okay, because the cloud is very clear. I mean, there's no cloud. The sky is very clear. Alright, pardon me. So every day I'm looking at the moon. I'm counting down to full moon because this full moon will be particularly very, very important. So again, right, those of you who, if you have not signed up, okay, that special workshop that will be streaming live to you, Thriving in Period 9, alright, this is free, right, please get into either one of our accounts, you get the registration link there, please sign up. There will be no replay for this workshop, which we will be streaming live, okay, from Cairo, okay, in Egypt. We'll be flying back tomorrow, alright, and that is happening on the full moon, alright, and of course, full moon.
Yes, just quick hellos to Chang Feng, Saman, Tai Nyo Wei, Sunita, yes, Vishan, Liu Lighting, as well as Lily for the those shoutouts on my side of the page. And Sunita says, amazing the Isis temple. Yeah, we were just there earlier today. Definitely as
Yes.
part of the amazing experiences so far.
Yeah, okay,
Right.
and stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll be releasing a post, okay, regarding the Isis Oracle, okay, which we actually have, like, in a way, prepared when we were at the Isis Temple. Alright, so Tai Yuk Wei was there, okay. Hi, hello, okay. Yeah, I know recently Susan met up with you, okay. She sent me photos of you. Hope everything is good
Yeah,
there over there with you.
Yeah, that's right. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, let's talk about the full moon. So just some quick notes here. Of course, when we explore the lunar cycle, that's when we get to actually see the transition or the growth of the energies from the new moon all the way up to the full moon. Now, normally what happens is that there will be a theme for the new moon, and then after that, when we get to the full moon period, because it's on the other side of the earth in terms of the location, right? When we all align together, what happens is that you get the other perspective. You get the so-called opposition perspective to things for the theme of the new moon, and then that gives you that balance of what to look into. So generally for this cycle, we'll be looking into the individual's journey, the soul journey, the outward yang journey of the soul, right? What it experiences every single day. And then there is, at this moment, of course, quite a lot of strong energies overall, right? So we're
Tell me about it.
so we have been carrying with that the energy, and at the same time the experiences of what the person or the individual wants and wants to accomplish. So there's that energy of tension because of the overall strong energies of change, instability that comes with making major changes, as well as the core of these changes being anchored to, I would say, the fundamental aspects of life, right? What makes life meaningful, right? How we can best honor our personal values, and how we can best put forth our core energy to the rest of the world without it being obscured, without it being covered by too many layers of whatever else that we've accumulated since whenever, and at the same time also the layers that we can put ourselves that make us less authentic, right? Be it in terms of career, be it in terms of how we are as individuals and in relating to other people, and sometimes also in generally affecting what we actually want, right? So that's what we're at, and of course at the full moon perspective of things, this is where we have to balance it against the environment. We have to balance it against the people who are around us along the journey, right? Because that's what we need to do. We need to compromise, or compromise might not be the best word. We need to better understand how we fit within the collective groups or where we are, right? That's one major theme. And the second major theme is actually where this collective group is also heading in the future. Where do we want to go 5 years down the road, well into period 9, for example, and how we need to adjust to fit these sometimes contrasting requirements.
Yeah.
So that's the key theme, right? And a lot of it has to do with sorting out and wanting to make a lot of progress, wanting to make a lot of things work in the short term, which can be frustrating, right? So a practical way to do is to just do what you can at the same time, and then when there are other areas and other areas of your lives that or career or business you're developing that you seem to get frustrated where you can't push it fast enough or you can't find the right connections, you can't find the right information or the ways, the methods to really make it work at this time. So you just have to basically relax a little bit, right, and do what you can in, I would say, the interim measure, right? What needs to be done for this particular point in time, and in a way, don't stress over what you can't do to get to where you want to be in the next 5 years or so. So that the full moon gives us that tension that can be frustrating, but if you know how to maneuver with it and how best to use the energy, this is what I would suggest. Right? That is, do what you can. Make sure you take care of the interim, and whatever that you can't shape up yet that you want to achieve in the future, well, just have to let it come in its natural timing.
Yeah, and I would say that it's like full moon itself is the moment, okay, of the month itself where the energy is most intense. Okay, I would just say that. And as I've actually mentioned previously, that the full moon this month is the most intense out of the most intense. Okay, let's put it that way, and we can feel it. And what we see here,
It's also a
as in,
super
like,
moon. I think it's also a super moon, just like the past couple of full moons.
yeah,
as well.
okay. Means a super moon itself has been leading up, I think, at least ever since June. We've been experiencing super moons, and of course, it conjuncts together with the, I would say, Chinese astrology from the party perspective, where we talk about this few months itself. Why is it so crucial? Ever since, like, in a way, June, July, and now leading up to August, okay, right? It is very, very important, okay, for us to look into it. Kim Rock, okay, later we will actually share the link, okay, in this particular feed itself, or maybe Nicole or someone else can help us to share the registration link in the comment as well, so that you can actually sign up. And of course, Hui Yi just now, can I just see, right, Hui Yi just now, of course, Chang Feng there, okay, say hi. Hi, Kelvin, okay, and also Bona Elgario, okay, hi, okay, watching from Philippines. Now, Hui Yi asked a very interesting question, which I really want to answer to that. Where Hui Yi says that, is the moon energy different with Egypt and Malaysia? Okay, I mean, in a way, I have to say that, I mean, you can see the moon everywhere, every part of the world, okay? So, like, assumingly, we will always feel that, okay, everywhere we can actually feel the moon at the comfort of our home, okay, wherever you are. But after really, in a way, like, no way, experiencing the energy that is intense, of course, that's all feng shui is all about. Getting yourself to different location to tap into the energy of the astra or the universe or the sun or the moon or any other stars itself, right? It really have a difference, okay? As I think Komyo also has already mentioned this in the episode of Clarity, if I'm not mistaken, okay? When it comes to the podcast that we've started on our Telegram channel.
On Jessie's Telegram channel.
Yeah, on my Telegram channel itself, right, okay? And we can really, really experience it. Now, why is it different? It's the same moon, okay? But the thing is the environment, because I believe that the energy from the sun, the moon, or the stars itself comes as a vibrational energy. And these vibrations itself are greatly affected, or in a way, re-vibrated, or pantolan, how do you call it? Pantolan means reflected, okay? Right, reflected with a lot of like other things, okay, in our environment, okay, like skyscrapers or all these like houses, okay, intense pylons, electricities and everything. It greatly, in a way, affect all this energy. Now, what I realized here is that, okay, because Kongyu also mentioned in one of the podcasts that Egypt is vast, it's open.
Yeah.
Not only is big and open, it's open and open. It's open and open because it's like,
is the word I use.
yeah. And you will realize this, okay, especially when you're out there, okay, at all these so-called like touristy places, exploring the places, you sometimes had a very, very difficult time looking for a shade, okay? It's deserts, it's open places and all that, okay? So when it's so open, all the directions or the vibrations of the energy, okay, from the sky comes in or comes down directly. Alright, and that's what I realized, and I find that yes, okay, you can tap into the moon energy wherever you are. But if you're tapping into a moon energy or sun energy or any of the stars energy in the middle of the desert, that's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Right, okay, because you really absorb to it, okay, directly, okay, onto you.
Just like how the sun is, right? Just by the way it looks. I mean, those of you who saw the salted egg yolk picture,
Yeah.
that was in Cairo, right? And just the way it is, the presence of it, and the way, I mean, we can observe it.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yes.
It feels.
Because there's no obstructions. Okay, in KL you see like no that daytime like this, right? You see it's cloudy and everything, right? But here daytime, probably except today,
Today,
right?
yeah.
Because it's been very nice up to now, as I don't find, because just now we were complaining that we are at the balcony, it's so hot. Right, one thing you have to give thanks is so far I think the sun is resting and giving us a chance or a window of opportunity to sit here without scorching our back. Right, and you see that the skies here are really clear. And like almost every day, especially when we go to the desert, we can see the sun and the moon
At the same time.
existing, okay, in our eyes at the same time. And that's not something that you can actually see like in like a lot of parts of the world, okay? And not only that, when you see that clearly in your eyes itself, right, and then surrounding you, there's no obstructions. It's just pure energy. You don't see big, high, tall buildings. You don't see pylons. You don't see any other obstructions, okay, that is obstructing the energy that comes to you directly. And of course, here in Egypt also, as we also have put it, okay, Tony have put it in one of the podcast episode itself, all the structures, the temples, okay, we have numerous temples here, we have numerous pyramids here, obelisks here, all these are structured, okay, in a way or engineered towards receiving the energy from the skies. And that's an amazing thing. That makes this place, of course, in terms of feng shui part, I won't be sharing here with all of you, but if you're a student following me to the soul journey in Egypt in November, okay, I will explain to you why from the feng shui perspective, why from the Lo Shu, okay, perspective itself, Egypt is the place. Alright.
It really, really is an incredible place.
Yeah.
And talk about Hui Yi, right? So she had some
Okay.
to add there.
Hui Yi says that recently I feel very great impact, okay, of my current working environment, and energy can be quite moody, but it is out of control to choose the best environment. Okay, thinking on how I can manage this energy without drowning in together. Alright. So I say that probably is like Hui Yi, if you sense anything that's surrounding you, sometimes it's too overwhelming that you can't, like, to be honest also, it's like whether positive or negative. I feel a lot of positive energy here, but even positive energy can be overwhelming. Okay, up to a level I felt that it's too surreal. There's too many signs, too many messages, too many so-called coincidences. And you know, when it comes to I Ching or the Chinese astrology, there's no such thing as coincidence, okay? All these so-called random things happen for a reason. There are signs, there are messages, there are the yids, okay? Okay? So as that it can be overwhelming, so all we need to do is we have to ground ourselves, okay? We have to ground ourselves, we have to, in a way, like, manage, okay, our internal reactions to all these external vibrations or energy if we are not ready to handle too much, right? So as long as when we ground ourselves, simple grounding can be just breathing. Focus on our breathing, find our own space, okay? Have our personal space itself. So once we can ground ourselves, we can start receiving all these messages again. And then we can also start digesting them, okay, or reflecting on them so that it can actually help us to bring us deeper into the message and the lessons or the wisdom that lies behind it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she said, I guess, right, the best is to stay good mental energy to manage this environment.
Yeah, I mean, mental energy is a resistant energy. I always find that, okay, mental is helping us to survive, okay? The brain is created to protect us, to keep us surviving. So it is good for us to have a strong mental energy, but if we continue on or always using mental energy, okay, against all this spiritual energy or emotional energy, I mean, at the end of the day, the mental is like the dam. You know, today we go and see the high dam, and to me, it's like the water is gushing, it's too strong, okay, and it's very strong. Yes, you need a very strong, like, a wall to control and manage the water. But imagine if this water is being aggressive, if it's managed too much, okay? If we always try to just, stop the water flowing by using the wall itself, eventually it will break. We have to slowly manage it, but still allow the water to go through in a manageable way. Alright, so remember, do not overblock, okay, the emotions that is spurring out within of us, okay, with using our mental energy. I know having a strong mind is good, having a strong brain or mental, okay, in a way, energy is good. But to me, it's like mental is always a resisting energy. Sometimes, probably the best thing for us to do is stop resisting, all right? Start looking into it. Go with the flow of the emotions, okay? Why are we drowning in the first place? Why are we drowning? All right. So it's like, why do we drown in this sea of emotion in the first place, rather than just resisting it and try to build the stronger block of the mental, okay, to keep it away. All right. So allow it to seep through us, okay, to bring us go deeper into it. And this is some lessons that I've just in a way encountered when I visit the high dam today, okay, in Aswan here. All right. So hope that helps, okay. Hope you understand from it, okay, Hui Yi.
Yeah,
Alright.
she did meditation, and the two of you sent me the message because this is we didn't plan
Yeah.
this podcast per se, right? And Shirley says hi to you,
Hi,
Shirley.
Shirley.
This is
Shirley
Ayaka in Dubai says nice to see you. Can sit on the balcony. Dubai is too hot to sit outside. It might
This
just
is
be
too hot as well, but
it might just be today.
But I mean, he is very hot as well. But to us, it's always the point is it's not about how comfortable we feel. If it's all about comfort, we won't choose to come to Egypt in August. Okay, it's the most uncomfortable month. All right, but it's all about bringing the best to all of you. All right, so. I mean, sitting out in the balcony, if it gives you a better view or a better sense of energy, if you can connect better with us, why not? Okay, if not, we can choose to sit comfortably in our room, right? But I feel, even though it's very hot out here, but to me, it's like if I can direct this energy directly to you, I guess that it will be more worthwhile,
Yeah.
okay, of the whole stream as well.
Hello to Nicola Gomez, to Rika, to Saman, and I'll Gem on my side of the page, right? This is an interesting one. Okay, so Saman says so many people are very hyper nowadays, emotional issues especially. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like the energy is getting intense. This year is when the portal opens. We talk about the Grand Central portal. When the portal opens, and this month itself is where the human's portal opens. It's all a test of our humanity. It's all about a test about our connection with our emotions. Okay, are we the ghost, the devil, or the humans, or the enlightened beings? Okay, I mean, these are the contradictions, okay, that a lot of people I find from the Chinese astrology perspective, that because this month, tomorrow is the peak of the Ghost Festival. Now, Chinese calls it Ghost Festival. They're trying to run away from it, okay, because this is the month where the gates open and the ghost is supposed to come out, okay. Now, the thing is, okay, it's always yin and yang. If the ghosts come out, something needs to go in, okay. It's always like, in a way, like a yin and yang, in and out at the same time. But what is going in? What value, what virtue, what wisdom, okay, what are the things that we are allowing it to actually, in a way, be impart? And that's why in Taoism, they call this month itself is called the human's portal. This month, the portal opens, like, in a way, 2 days from now, when this full moon, okay, it opens the portal to humanity, to human's heart. And of course, in Egypt here, we learned about, like, the Judgment Day, okay, when someone passed on in the Book of the Dead itself. You will see that, okay, at the end of the day, your soul will be evaluated with or by the weight of your heart. Okay, that is when the Egyptian gods, goddess, Ma'at, okay. I'm not very familiar with the Egyptian gods and goddesses. I mean, Mr. Lim and Sirius right here, they are much better, okay, than me. But I see everything from the form of energy. So if you ask me to remember the names itself, right, it might be an issue to me, right? But the thing is, there is a moment during the Judgment Day is like, okay, the deceased, okay, heart itself, okay, will be excavated out to weigh it, okay, against the feather of Ma'at, okay. And yeah, to see in order whether your heart weighs heavier than the feather, you will be condemned, so-called, to hell lah, okay. But let's say if your heart, okay, weighs lighter than the feather, it means that you have no sin, okay. You are light, you are enlightened. That's when you go to heaven, okay, or you have like an enlightened moment where you have like immortality, all right. So by having that as well, okay, it's the same concept, okay, that is in a way related to human's portal. Human's portal is a month to test us the greatest lesson, okay, how human we are. Because if we are not, in a way, even what we call how to say 不及做人啊, okay, we are not, how to say, we cannot be the best human beings at the human form. Then we'll be stranded back to what? The lower energy. We can be animals, okay? And like, bear in mind, there are a lot of like human behaving like animals around. I mean, no judgment, but it's all individual progress, okay, of the energy. Alright, so this particular month itself is where it opens for us to actually see, do we exist as human? Are there a sense of humanity in us, or we are just a beast, okay, living in this human physical form? Right, that's why a lot of people are afraid of this month. That's why they say it's like all the human so-called devil comes out, the ghosts, okay, all the negative energy, okay, all these insane things, okay, because in monkey month, okay, or the Shen month itself is also the highest intensity of the year, because this is a turning point. Remember, it's like from the tiger month goes all the way to the Shen month, okay, then goes all the way to the I would say the ox month, okay, it's just in between, okay, the in between of the changing of energy. So that is the portal of the humans.
Yeah. So that's why getting back to heart energy, and it's been for myself, it's been a major process, and it's something that I'm still working on. Right? It's very, very important because if we one aspect that Jessie said just now, right? If we are too mental, means we are always trying to think logically and justify by the brain and everything, then a lot of times we're actually blocking ourselves, right? And actually we could be actually doing more harm than good because you're repressing the emotions and whatever that needs to actually be processed through the body, heart, and also the spirit, right? So that's why getting back to heart and the heart center and the heart energy is super, super important at a time like this.
Yeah.
Right? And there was also an interesting question. This is a feng shui question related, right? Which was on the other side.
Oh, on the
right?
other side. Okay.
This is an interesting one, right? Feng shui is good in a desert or green forest.
Feng shui is good everywhere. Because feng shui
Can
basically,
be.
okay, someone, it is, feng shui is
Rika.
just talking, sorry, is it
Rika.
Rika? Oh, sorry, Rika. No, Rika, feng shui is just talking about energy, okay? Seriously, as in like, I wouldn't say there's really good, bad, or whatever, okay? Everywhere. We are like, in a way, it's like, in the greens, okay, or in the desert, there are different vibrational energy. It really depends on what you want. Now, but I will say that if you want the highest vibration of energy, it's never in the greens. It's never in the greens, okay?
Comfortable, bro.
Yeah, it's never comfortable. It's never in the greens, okay? It's in the desert. It's in the highest Rocky Mountain. Think about Tibet, okay? Think about the Himalayan range. Think about Fire Mountain. Those are not comfortable, okay? But those are, I would say, the highest energy. It's not to say good feng shui, because you have to firstly determine what do you mean by good feng shui. If good feng shui is all about like prosperity in the sense of wealth, material gains, power, status, success, okay, how much I make, okay, or how much I can in a way take, okay, in this lifetime that make it belongs to me, how much I can conquer, then it happens in the greens, okay. But if you're talking about humans' energy ascension, spirituality, if you're talking about how much wealth you amass, but this wealth here is the wealth of wisdom, okay, that happens in the desert, right? That hardly either it happens in the desert or happens in the highest, rockiest mountain, okay, where the fire energy is intense, okay. So therefore, a good feng shui really, it's very perspective. It really depends on individual, right? Someone thinks that a good feng shui is if I can just sit around, do nothing, all right, and I'll be taken care of for the rest of my life, okay, without much chaos, without much changes. That is good feng shui. But some people think otherwise. So always remember, good or bad feng shui really in a way depends on the matter of perspective.
Yeah.
Alright, so Rika, I hope today I answer your questions and yeah, we have a clearer understanding.
Yeah, and we've been talking about our experiences, especially from my perspective as well, because this is my first time in Egypt, right? So and it's
First time this lifetime physically, excuse me. Alright? So I have to say that because I believe that every one of you, okay, every one of you, you have some past energy that's related to Egypt, alright? Because you see, in human histories itself, we talk about civilizations, and you know that energy is something that cannot be destroyed or created, alright? So ever since the existence of the world, okay, or the universe, our energy has already been there. Right, we have gone through, okay, ages and ages of different civilizations, and human civilizations, the most four ancient ones, okay, and Egypt is one of them, okay. It's a very, very first one. So every one of us, you, me, I, him, okay, we have gone through this. It's just that it goes so deep into our subconscious that we couldn't remember it. right? And that's the purpose where we journey, okay, into the soul's journey. We want to remember. We remember parts of ourselves, okay, so that we have a clearer picture of our purpose in life.
That's exactly what I'm feeling here so far. This trip, right? Recalling bits and pieces of myself. Yeah. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to share more about that. But speaking of sharing, we've been actually talking about the feng shui aspects, for example, the astrology aspects ever since we've been here through the new podcast that we have started on Jessie's Telegram, and then also on some of the video sharings, of which Jessie does some individually and then some are actually collectively
Yeah, do
together.
stay tuned. Okay,
yeah.
tomorrow we'll be sharing this deck, okay,
Yes.
which we have prepared. Okay, there are 9 cards that I've selected out. Alright, I will share in the video tomorrow. Choose your card, okay, because it bears a message for you. And we actually prepared this in the Isis temple itself, on the river now, in the middle of the river now, because it's actually in a island, okay, the Philae Island.
So that means that you have to be prepared, choose between 1 to 9, right? What card would you choose?
Yeah.
Right, and that probably
Mulyadi?
yes,
Is it?
Mulyadi.
Right, that's the energy stream right now, okay, because usually I always feel sleepy, but today I feel more focused and even can stand and understand fully watching Zoom video, okay, other events, okay? Or is it just my feelings, okay? Now, in a way, Mulyadi, I believe that's why we have to go through the hassle of like doing it in the sun here because it's hot, and we have to do it in the balcony because, as I mentioned earlier, we want the energy to stream better. Now, if you're into energy healing, you have talked about the goddess healing, we've talked about Qigong, we talk about Reiki. You know there are these things called the distance healing. Right, distance healing means, okay, the concept of it is just like, in a way, sending the intentional energy, because we believe that everyone is connected. Everything in the entire universe is connected, as within, so without, as above, so below. So when we actually set up the streams itself, when we send up the streams, when we send up the blessings, okay, we are sending the intention through these live streams. And don't forget, all these live streams, these gadgets are all fire energy. So it is supposed to act as an antenna. It's supposed to act out so that all of you who are watching in can receive it, right? Not only mentally, means not only intellectually, but vibration-wise in terms of our vibration level as well. Okay, so therefore, yeah, it will. That's why it's like, my students who's going to Egypt, okay, tomorrow night, okay, in Malaysia time, we are having a gathering, okay, or a meditation time that actually happens at the midnight hour. Okay, so we are gathering 11:45 Malaysia time, and we will cross midnight hour. And we have the live stream here from Cairo, okay, streaming to you live, okay, on Friday night, which is happening at 9 p.m. So all these streams itself is supposed to, in a way, send the intentional energy over as well.
Right.
Alright.
So let's see on this page. And,
Yeah. Anything else?
keep it quite good.
Alright. Okay. So
Pretty
or
good.
is there?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you
The feng shui part.
have you in a way like talk about all your contents?
Yes. Yes, yeah, right. So if you join the streams a bit later, of course, at the earlier part, I was talking about the details of the full moon per se, right? The trigger energies, the intensity of the energies, and the details as to where it points to, and of course the best way to actually approach it is to go with heart, right? To feel and to see what you can do realistically at the moment, right? Because you feel frustration and the stress of wanting to get things done, but some of it may not be so possible at the moment. Some of it may take a little bit more balancing, a lot of work in terms of fit, in terms of how, for example, to maneuver a career, to reshape it so that it fits better, to be maximized in the future and so on. So that process will take some time. So don't get frustrated with things that you can't push through at the moment.
Yes, okay. In a way that we just have to allow and have faith, okay, and allow the flow. I can seriously tell you the energy is so intense, okay, over here. I mean, that's all I have to say. Is that as I'm doing this live itself, I can really feel that gush of energy that's going through, okay? And of course, when Kong Yu made it, I think it's like I saw our own quote from Soleil Trinity today that so happened, the quote came out as in like, okay, don't be so bothered about how fast you're going. Okay, don't be so bothered about comparing yourself to the people around you. And it shows a tortoise. Okay, right? Yeah, all these quotes itself was prepared by my son's girlfriend. I'm very happy with this set of quotes itself. And she showed there's a tortoise crawling, right? And she says that something like, anyway, don't compare yourself, okay, or don't even be bothered or bogged down by how fast you go. Forward is forward, even though you're crawling like a tortoise. Okay, right? So as long as you're going forward, you are showing progress.
Hey.
All right.
All
So
right.
yeah.
So
okay.
that's our key message, and of course other details. Thanks to us being in Egypt right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Was it May Tan
I
is
think
there?
we're great. I think we're set.
Yeah.
Hi May. Hi. Okay. So that's all answered on my side.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
so and from here also I guess that's all. Yanni Olivia says I can't hear properly, alright? Probably it's like no, we're sitting in the balcony. Now sometimes you can hear because we are just next to River Now.
Yeah.
This River Now at the back, okay? So this is like a small little island. In between, okay, River Now itself, and we are near the port when you can hear like the ship is like in a way they does it honk?
Horn.
Is it?
Honk.
Honk. Whatever.
Horn
Okay.
is very Malaysian.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Alright.
honking to
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, and
As
the
they
sound
move
is
down.
very soft. Okay, we did try, okay, to actually in a way speak out as much as possible. Probably if you really can't hear properly, okay, you have to use a headset and replay the whole sessions again. Okay, this is out for replay. Just remember, if you have not signed up, okay, for Thriving in Period 9, which is happening streaming to you live this Friday, 9 p.m. GMT plus 8 Malaysia time. All right. So please do sign up. The link I think we have made available in the comment. All right, sign up now because we have no replay for that. And also that will be something that I want to share with you from the astrology perspective and understanding more about this period 9. Why is it so important and what you have to prepare yourself for it, okay? And yeah, do join us, okay, on that particular night itself, okay? Streaming you live from Egypt here.
That's right, and that's in conjunction as well with
The full moon. Yeah.
Right, so blessed full moon, everybody. Thank you
Yes.
so much for following our lives today.
Yeah, and yeah, we have to wrap up now
Yeah.
because we still have things to do.
We have,
to go back out there, okay, and do more research. Alright, okay, thank you so
Okay,
much.
take care.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye
Bye-bye.
to Kang Yu's page.
Okay,
Follow us as
bye-bye.
well.
Both sides.
Okay.
Well, take care. The next time, of course, make sure you check out the updates while we're here in Egypt, mainly on Jessie's Telegram page, right? So
Yeah.
make sure you do that.
Alright,
Okay,
bye.
bye-bye.